August 22nd today. Welcome. It's got a little bit of sun in the coming through the window, so don't mind that. We're just going to jump right into the reading here for you. August 22nd, PTSD. PTSD is a condition of the body and mind in which a person stores the memory of a violent attack or life threatening event. Big Red Book, page 344. When we got to ACA, we knew our minds and emotions were affected, but our bodies? We saw that the literature talked about how our bodies carry original trauma, so we started to pay attention. We soon noticed something very disturbing. We had a lot of automatic body reactions that happened without our permission. Eventually, we realized that our present day bodies were acting on autopilot to safeguard us from perceived threat signals that our child bodies stored long ago. It was overwhelming to hear that because how do you change your body? We found that one way was to keep reading encouraging words in our fellowship text. It gave us hope that our bodies could recover when we read on page 621 that what can be learned can be unlearned. And on page 626, we now have gathered the knowledge and experience needed to transmit a vision for healing the injury and hurt caused by childhood trauma. As we worked the steps, followed the traditions, and attended meetings, we saw that our minds, emotions, spirits, and bodies started to heal. We were amazed at this program's power. It was larger than the effects that were carried in our blood tissue, nerves, and bone. And here's our affirmation. On this day, I will help my body recover by acknowledging when I have a physical reaction to a seemingly non threatening situation. I will then reach out to try to uncover where the reaction is coming from to help myself heal. Copyright 2013 by Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families, World Service Organization. Post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. I have something called complex PTSD, and it is basically because of childhood. Now, soldiers got PTSD many years ago. They started learning about it after the Vietnam War, back in the 60s and 70s in the United States and over in Asia. Soldiers coming back started flipping out, killing their families and stuff, and getting in fights and public intoxication, alcoholism, drug addiction, all that, suicides. Uh, you know, how does it actually, basically, where did it come from? It just came from the trauma and the unsafe environment as a kid. I'm not going to go into all the, psychosomatic or psychobiological mechanism behind it because I don't know all of it either, and I'm not a professional. But I can say it from experience how it affects me today. So basically, with something like PTSD, I'm hyper vigilant. If something happens, like somebody slams a door in the hallway, I'm going to jump. My heart's going to race and things like that. Now, this is just a conditioned response. It can be unlearned. It is a learned behavior. And a lot of that just came from when I was a kid. My mom stomping around upstairs to get us to be quiet. And little did she know, she probably didn't even know it was going to happen. But because of that stomping around, she had probably no knowledge. Maybe it was done by her mom, don't know. But that stomping around conditioned us to think, whoo, all of a sudden, mom's coming. She's angry. Mom's angry. So as soon as there's a loud noise or somebody's moving around in an aggressive way, I'm going to get triggered from that. It could be somebody in public. It could be in a relationship or whatever. I'm going to get triggered. So it can be unlearned, and all I have to do is just acknowledge it's there and then work through the process, do some prayers, breathe, 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 say some things like, I'm in a flashback, or I'm safe. Nothing's going to happen to me. I am safe. And I don't have to go into fight or flight mode, even though that's what my body's going to naturally want to do. Freeze, fawn, fight, flight, whatever, all the different ways of, staying safe and the survival mechanisms and tactics. So this is good to know. This is basically all you need to do in this part, for me anyway, as well, is it can be triggered in many, many different ways, like from loud sounds to having a bad dream, something waking me up in the middle of the night. I'll jerk awake and my heart's racing. Things like this, thoughts, bad thoughts, negative thoughts, um, threat of abandonment, or threat of being left in a relationship, things like that, that'll trigger another kind of trauma response, which may look like attacking. I may attack and I may retaliate and just go into the mode of pushing that person away before they can reject me. That's another response to the PTSD. And all this is stored deep in the bone marrow, the nerves, the blood cells, everything. It's all tucked down in there. So as time goes on, we work the program and get in touch with a higher power and outreach calls and just get more spiritual. And that'll be purged out. That's going to take time, but you can heal, guys. We're going to heal from PTSD. We're going to heal. We got to heal from our core of toxic shame. So I think that's about all I want to say today. And I hope you are doing well, and I wish you all the best. Until next time, take care.